I want to right every wrong.
Together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
Together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong. And together as one, we all can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
Together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong, and together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
And together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong. Together as one, we can right every wrong.
Hi, I'm Tavleen Mendirata and I'm a Rex Karamveer Global Fellow.
I'm Dr. Meetu Khurana and I'm a Rex Fellow.
Hi, I'm Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj. I'm a Rex Fellow.
My name is Ishita Katyal. I am a Rex Fellow.
So we shall move on, we shall open the mic again, and I would like to invite Ketan Vora to come and speak about his project Komal.
Good evening, everybody. It gives me immense pleasure to be amongst you all, and proud to be amongst all of you all and in the Karamveer fraternity. And well, I would just extend my gratitude to iCongo, Rex, and to Jerry for giving me an opportunity to share my idea, thoughts for action. And well, to start with, India is a land of 100 problems, but I believe it is also the mother of 1 billion solutions. And our project Komal is one such solution which tackles with child sexual abuse. In 2007, the Ministry of Women and Child Development conducted a survey in India on child sexual abuse, and the statistics were really startling. 53% of the children are sexually abused in India, and boys are equally abused, if not more, than girls in India. So it's such a pity, like when you happen to read, sometimes you feel you need to do something about it, like. And well, the next thing that came to mind was I need to do, to fight against it, how do I make it, like. So the next step of action was I decided to enroll myself in an organization called Young Indians, which is YI, and it's an integral part of CII. And I knew if I need to execute, to take this project further, to scale it up, I need a better platform to execute it, and that's how I got into YI. And it has a presence of 37 chapters, and it is present across all the 25 states in India. And I decided that we need to collaborate with Childline India Foundation, which is an NGO which has a presence across Pan-India, and they deal with the children in distress, and they have a 24/7 helpline number, 1098. So I decided to collaborate with them because right from the onset our role was clear that we are going to create awareness, and they will help me out with the rehabilitation part, like. So when I started, it was with the college first year and second year students. I have my own team on Komal, and we decided to impart training to them by roping the services of Tulir, an organization in Chennai, and which deals with prevention and healing of child sexual abuse. And they came, and we had an orientation session for our facilitators, and then with the facilitators, the next step what we did was, it was very important that we reach out to the schools, and that's where I happened to come across the program on Satyameva Jayate, which was an eye-opener for me. I got in touch with Dr. Bhushan Shukla, who guided me how to go about with this project, and he insisted on very important aspects that not only the children need to be sensitized, but also the parents as well as the teachers needs to be sensitized. And well, that's how we decided to go about it, like.
All right,
and,
sir.
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
a second.
You'll have to
Just a
sum up
second.
fast, 10 seconds.
Yeah, fine. And well, at this juncture, I'm extremely proud and glad to say that our project has scaled, and it was being recently declared last week as the best project nationally. And we will be, our model would be replicated across 37 chapters in India. And we recently had our manual unveiled by Mr. Kailash Satyarthi, Nobel Peace Prize winner, and we're extremely glad about it. And well, once again, thanks for giving me an opportunity. And well, I would like to well, call upon each one of us, all of you all, to fight against this evil and ensure safety for our security, for
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Next generations. Thank you.
Okay, sir, Ketan, thank you. May I invite Sneha Jawale to please come up on stage, please. So Sneha Jawale, a true braveheart and an unsung hero, and keeps the fight going. The struggle continues. Yeah, Sneha.
नमस्कार. स्नेहा जावड़े, डाउरी ब्राइड, दहेज प्रथा की शिकार बनी हुई हूँ. इन लॉज ने जलाया था केरोसिन डाल के दहेज के लिए. जब हमने एक लेवल पे आके दहेज देना स्टॉप करना चाहा था और उनके डिमांड्स पूरे करने के लिए हमने नकार दिया था, क्योंकि मैं घर की बड़ी बेटी थी और मेरे पीछे मेरे 2 भाई और एक बहन है, तो उनके भी एजुकेशन का खर्च सारा पापा के ऊपर था. और पापा वर्किंग है, बहुत बड़ा बिजनेस फैमिली नहीं, एक नॉर्मल बट अच्छे फैमिली को बिलोंग करते हैं, बट एजुकेशनल बैकग्राउंड ज़्यादा है घर में. और शादी भी मैंने ऐसे ही बंदे से की थी जो सिम्बोसिस से MBA थे, तो ये सोच के शादी की थी कि एजुकेटेड है तो शायद मुझे भी समझेंगे, पढ़ने का मौका देंगे, क्योंकि पढ़ने की बहुत ख्वाहिश थी. और 2000 में उन्होंने जलाया. जर्नी उसके बाद स्टार्ट हुआ, क्योंकि जिस माता पिता ने बहुत लाड़ प्यार से संभाला था और बिफोर द मैरिज और आफ्टर मैरिज भी कुछ टाइम तक उसी मम्मी पापा ने सारे नाजो नखरे उठाए थे, बहुत लाड़ प्यार से फूल की तरह संभाला था, वही पेरेंट्स अचानक से नकार देते हैं सपोर्ट करने के लिए. क्योंकि मम्मा ने कहा था, जो बहुत बुरा लगा था एक पॉइंट पे आके, वो राइट था या रॉन्ग वो जज नहीं करना चाहती, बस वो मुझे हर्ट कर गई थी बात, क्योंकि मैं कहीं गलत नहीं थी. उन्होंने कहा था, आप बहुत ब्यूटीफुल थे, इस वजह से हमने आपके नखरे उठाए, पर अब नहीं उठाएंगे, और आप अकेले बच्चे नहीं हो, आपके पीछे 3 भाई बहन हैं. तो शायद उन्होंने उस तराजू में तोल के देखा और उन तीनों का वजन ज़्यादा होगा मुझसे, इस वजह से उन्होंने मुझे घर में भी नहीं लिया. 2001 में मुझे जलाया था, 2003 तक सबके साथ रही. 3 में इन बिटवीन सर्जरीज के लिए जा रही थी. 2003 में जब वापस में सर्जरी करके जिस दिन घर आई थी, उसी दिन हस्बैंड बेटे को लेके अपनी मम्मी को लेके निकल गए. और उनकी मम्मी ने मुझ पे तोहमत लगाई थी या इल्ज़ाम लगाया था कि आते ही इसने मेरा बैग घर के बाहर डाला है. उस दिन मेरे नोज़ के और हाथ के सर्जरीज हुए थे. आपको पता है कि वो थाइस का स्किन निकाल के किए जाते हैं, जब मैं अपना बैग या अपना वजन उठाने के लिए कैपेबल नहीं हूँ. तो उस बंदे को इतना एजुकेटेड होके ये क्यों नहीं समझ में आया कि ये मेरे माँ का सामान कैसे बाहर फेंकेगी. मैंने हमेशा कहा था, आप सोचिए, आप इतने पढ़े लिखे हो, पर उन्होंने उस चीज़ को नहीं माना. और वहाँ से जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स ने भी सपोर्ट करने से नकार दिया था. और जब हॉस्पिटल में थी तब मेरा ATM कार्ड भी इन लॉज के पास था, क्योंकि घर में पैसों की ज़रूरत पड़ रही थी और मैं तब वर्किंग थी. फिर वहाँ से अपने आप को आगे लाने की कोशिश में काफ़ी चीज़ें सीखी, हिप्नोटिज्म, ग्राफोलॉजी, एस्ट्रोलॉजी से लेके डायलॉग राइटिंग्स मराठी सीरियल के लिखी, और अभी निर्भया प्ले में एज एन एक्टर काम करती हूँ. बहुत अच्छा लगता है ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म पे आके काम करना, क्योंकि मैं दोबारा से कोई लक्ष्मी सा या दोबारा से कोई स्नेहा जावले देखना नहीं चाहती. मैंने अपना हैंड राइज किया है अगेंस्ट वायलेंस. और बस 1 मिनट में ये कहना चाहती हूँ, बर्न पेशेंट्स के लिए स्पेशली, बर्न पेशेंट्स चाहे वो केरोसिन से हो चाहे वो एसिड अटैक से हो, उनका सो कॉल्ड आइडेंटिटी निकल जाता है. इस वजह से उनको किसी भी कैटेगरी में आगे बढ़ने का मौका बहुत कम बार मिलता है, क्योंकि गुड लुकिंग ना होने की वजह से जॉब नहीं मिलता है. लड़कियों को बेनिफिट होता है कि वो शादी करके सेटल हो सकती है, वो भी नहीं हो सकता है. तो मेरी लड़ाई औरों से ज़्यादा अपने आप से थी और उसके साथ साथ सोसाइटी से थी, क्योंकि एक छोटा सा डबल स्टैंडर्ड बिहेवियर सोसाइटी में भी देखा जाता है कि वो 3D इफेक्ट्स देखने के लिए मल्टीप्लेक्स में जाके हॉरर फिल्म्स देखना पसंद करते हैं, बट हमारे जैसे जीता जाता इंसान जाते हैं तब इसको देख के अटैक आने जैसे कंडीशन हुए, ये इसको देख के मैं बीमार पड़ी, ऐसा जब रिएक्शन मिलता है तो सीरियसली हर्ट होता है. तो बस एक रिक्वेस्ट है सबसे, आपके आसपास अगर कोई ऐसा एसिड अटैक या ऐसा कोई बर्न पेशेंट मिले तो उसको आगे बढ़ने के लिए थोड़ा सा सपोर्ट कीजिए. हम अब नॉर्मल नहीं है तो प्लीज़ हमें भी अब नॉर्मल जैसे ट्रीट मत कीजिए, हम इंसान हैं, जीने दो. थैंक यू.
May I invite Suraj Chetri to please come up on stage, please.
What I do in life is just connect people, not on my day job, but otherwise. And what I try to do is we work with the primitive tribal groups in the Nilgiri biosphere. Our focus of work is basically on the environmental aspect, where we see these 6 out of the 17 in India can be found in that area. And 40% of them don't even have the basic necessities that we are so used to. So we go to these villages, we take our employees and employees of the other organizations that want to go there on an experience for about 2 weeks, where they go stay with these villages, work with them physically, build biogas plants, install them, erect them, commission them, and give it back to these families. Now, what we do by this is not only sustain environment, because they don't have to go out to the forest to search for wood. If 3 kgs of wood in a day, you multiply that, it would be tons of wood for just one family in a year, and it would be thousands of hectares of forest lost in a year. So not only that, but what happens is when we give them the 2 cows, which is used for the manure for the biogas plants, that in turn sets something in motion whereby they can earn revenue from that milk that they sell, which is good for their children. They're out of diseases and different types of ailments, bronchial or lung or various other aspects. But it also gives them revenue whereby you can lift them up. And slowly we've seen self-help groups come in. We work with the Center of Rural Development and Tribal Welfare, CTRD, and they in turn try to elevate the standard of living of these people. This has a domino effect today. There are a lot of schools and colleges that want to send their kids on missions like this, where they go, they get educated, the society gets educated, families benefit in the rural areas, and in turn what we do is we set them up on a path that can self-sustain them moving forward in the future. Back to you, Jerry.
Thank you, Suraj. Brilliant. I'm very happy to see that several corporate executives are also doing things besides their day job. Very nice. Brilliant work. Thank you. Very worthy of the Rex Karamveer Global Fellowship. I must say that. Yeah. We'll move ahead with Jyoti Dawale. Please come up on stage. So I'm going to allow Jyoti to read from her paper because she has memory loss and she cannot not hear properly also. So, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jyoti from Mumbai, and I'm happy to be in front of this audience. I'm a person with disability, being hearing impaired with slight speech defect. But I will try my best to get my message through. My God, I'm feeling so butterflies in my tummy. In the memory of those who died living in hope for love, for acceptance, and more importantly, for cure. Also, on the behalf of those living in the closet because of fear, due to ignorance, due to the mindset of the society, fear of being disowned by family, friends, or relatives, or being expelled from the job or from the community, or worse, fear of being labeled as a prostitute or drug addict when it isn't true. I'm here today to talk about HIV empowerment. First, I would request not to judge a person living with HIV until you hear their story. Second, living with HIV is not easy without love, care, and acceptance. Suicide and depression happen when they feel unwanted, unloved, worthless. Even the mighty one do break down. After all, we are human and much vulnerable to emotions. I show my faith to clear the misconception that HIV means one has short time to live. I have been HIV positive for almost 10 years since 2005, and I'm still here today, alive and healthy. My better half supported me in my cause to help eradicate stigma associated with HIV by breaking the most common myth, by marrying me. We have been married for 3 years and he is HIV negative. We are about one. Thank you. We are about 100 and 150 odd people sitting here from different walks of life who have all suffered some discrimination in their life. Let's all go back with a promise today to stand up for each other to break the stigma against our cause. I promise to stand up for people suffering from domestic violence. I promise to speak for LGBT. I promise to raise my voice for acid attack survivors. And I promise to give my full support to cancer awareness program. And I hope you will try to support the rights of people living with HIV. Thank you.
Good evening, and my deep appreciation to the lady who was on stage. Ma'am, I want to tell you that I've been taking care of HIV positive people from 1998. And I'm very proud to tell you today that I have got couples married who are HIV positive, and I have adopted a child who is born from HIV positive parents, have taken every step that I've told them to adhere to have a HIV negative child. Today, this child is with me, who's 3 years old. His name is Anmol, and he's got admission in the Air Force School. I am very proud to today stand here, and all your wishes to my dear Anmol, who I've taken in my fold. I will look after him till the day I die.
Thank you, Anupam ji. Invite Manish Jaiswal on stage, please.
Village children in an open space waiting for invitation to the world of education. Okay. That's my village life. It's me. नमस्ते। वेल, आज इन कपड़ों से भी ज़्यादा मेरी लाइफ ब्लैक थी। मैं विलेज क्यों वापस गया, इसके पीछे भी कारण है। आज से 2 साल पहले मैं दिल्ली आया था, ये इंटेंशन लेके कि मैं यहाँ से बीकॉम करूँगा और सीएस करूँगा और लाइफ में कुछ आगे करूँगा। फिर अचानक से ये होता है कि पहला अटेम्प्ट सीएस दिया, दूसरा दिया, तीसरा दिया, फेल हो गया। आगे क्या? पापा का बार बार फोन आना कि बेटा अब क्या करेगा, अब क्या करेगा। गांव वाले मेरे को बोल रहे हैं कि तू क्या करेगा, तू केवल पैसे बर्बाद कर रहा है, इसको वापस बुलाओ, दुकान पे बैठाओ। तो देन आई थॉट राइटिंग ए लेटर टू माय फादर। और इन दोनों 2 साल के बीच में मैं अलग अलग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ वर्क करता रहा, वॉलंटियरिंग कंटिन्यू रही मेरी। अचानक से स्ट्राइक होता है माइंड में, अब मैं यहाँ क्या कर रहा हूँ, मुझे तो गांव वापस जाना चाहिए और कुछ अलग करना चाहिए। और पापा को 13 पेज का हिंदी में लेटर लिखता हूँ, जो आज तक लाइफ में कभी किया ही नहीं था। एंड स्कूल लाइफ भी मेरी अच्छी नहीं रही। स्कूल में अंदर जाने से पहले मेरी क्लास बाहर ही लग जाती थी कि बेटा तू बाहर रह, अंदर आने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है। तो स्कूल में मेरा पूरा बैड इमेज था। मेरा कोई साथी भी नहीं था उतना। तो अचानक से लेटर लिखने के बाद पापा से बोला कि पापा मैं गांव आके वो जो पुरानी वाली प्रॉपर्टी है वो मुझे दे दो और मैं वहाँ पे ऑर्फनेज और डिसेबल्ड सेंटर खोलना चाहता हूँ। पापा बोले जब तेरा मन यही है तो आ जा। अब गांव गया, फिर गांव में क्या होता है कि अचानक से दादाजी की डेथ हो जाती है। पापा बोले अब तो जो पैसा तेरे लिए सेव कर रखा था वो भी गायब, अब क्या करेगा, चल बिजनेस कर मेरे साथ जो भी होगा। मैंने बोला पापा मैं आपको सपोर्ट करूंगा, आज भी मैं दुकान पे बैठता हूँ, लोग ताने मारते हैं तो केवल दुकान पे ही बैठता रहेगा, बोरिया बिस्तर यही सब बांध के चला आया और यही सब कर। और अचानक से बोले पापा अभी भी मेरे अंदर है कि मैं जाऊंगा। देन ऑर्फनेज के ज़्यादा वहाँ से कुछ विलेज में काम करना शुरू किया एंड फिर उसके बाद 5-6 बच्चों से भी ज़्यादा वहाँ पे अचानक 200 बच्चे मेरे पास मिल गए केवल 8 दिनों के अंदर। एंड स्टिल बहुत बच्चे हैं जिन्हों एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन में क्रिएट करना चाहता हूँ उनके लिए और उनके माइंडसेट के ऊपर काम कर रहा हूँ। बिकॉज 14 साल के होते ही वो अपने पापा के साथ बॉम्बे चले जाते हैं पैसा कमाने, 13 साल की लड़कियाँ होती हैं शादी कर दिए जाते हैं। बस अभी माइंडसेट के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं, बाकी आगे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होंगे।
थैंक यू मनीष, थैंक यू सो मच। वी हैव गौरी सरीन विद अस। इज गौरी सरीन हियर? यस गौरी, प्लीज कम अप ऑन स्टेज।
I worked almost 18 to 19 years in my own business, so I'm actually a businesswoman, a complete misfit in this gathering, which seems to be a set of amazing people who've done work in civil society, in social reform, made a difference. But while I was working in these 18 years, the last 4 or 5 years, I started asking myself very, very strongly that what am I doing with my life? I'm making money, yes. I'm making a difference to people, yes, because I run a recruiting firm. Place a lot of people, get good jobs for people, make a difference in organizations. But is this really what I want to do? Is this really making a difference to the world around me? And while this was going on in the back of my mind, the one question which I started asking myself very, very strongly, because I met so many wonderful, brilliant people every day in my life who are senior corporate executives. What the heck are a whole lot of these people doing for our nation or for the world? While they're making money for themselves, they're thinking of the next big car they need to buy, or they're thinking about the next big apartment they need to invest in, or the next big school their children need to study in. Are they really, and of course, what is the next big promotion they should be getting? Are they really using any of their talent for a larger cause? And is there some way to inspire these people? And I know that they want to. They seem to all have this restlessness inside them, just like I have this restlessness to make a difference. So how do I really get to this restlessness? How do I get them to start thinking just like I have been thinking now for the last few years? And can we get together and try to do something? And from that point of view, set up something called the Gurgaon Action Plan. Gurgaon Action Plan was supposed to be about harnessing the wonderful talent, the brilliant talent some of these people have. They work for themselves, for their businesses, but can they extend themselves beyond families and organizations and make a difference to their own city to begin with, and then maybe to the larger nation. Amazing stuff which we did in the last few months that we worked together. So we had organizations right across the spectrum, where people just started coming in and talking to us and said that how can we contribute? Yes, we're willing to contribute. We have a few hours in a week which we can give. So we got them together, made these fantastic project plans. And as a difference which we did here was that we said we're not going to demand anything from the government. We're not going to demand anything from this is not going right or this is what needs to be set right. But we are going to give back to the government. We're going to go to the government and tell them that here is our talent. You tell us what do you want us to do. And this is how the first initiative of corporate governance by corporate citizens started in Gurgaon. And I cannot really give myself credit for it. There's a whole lot of corporate executives who are working together to make this difference. And we've done some fantastic projects, like, for example, auditing the entire street lighting of Gurgaon and put pressure on the government to find solutions and actually helping them in looking at those solutions. So today what I see is that democracy is not about, I just tweeted that today, I'll just end this with last line, tweeted on this today that Democracy is actually not about getting what you want or getting the people what they want or the majority of the people what they want. True democracy is about good governance, and good governance is about getting people what they need so that they are empowered to get what they want. Thank you.
Shruti Kapoor.
So the first time I was sexually abused, I was really, really small, maybe 8 or 9 years old. I was so little that I hardly understood what was happening. It all started with the doctor-doctor game. He was my cousin, and I really knew no better. The next time, I was a teenager, and my father's really good friend tried to get physical with me. He would touch me inappropriately, and I would suffer in silence. I had a voice, but for some reason, I chose not to speak up against him. Few years later, when I moved to the abroad for higher studies, that's when I realized what women's safety really meant. I realized what freedom was. And in 2013, I started an organization called Safety. We at Safety work with women and girls to help them protect themselves against violence. I had a voice and I did not raise it against violence. And today, I help women speak up against violence. We educate women and girls about the issue. We equip them with personal self-defense products, and we empower them with self-defense street-level skills so that they can better protect themselves. I use Safety as a means to give voice to those women who suffer violence in silence. Today, my ask of you is, you have a voice, both men and women, and we need that voice. We need you to raise your voice against violence of any form against women. We need you to speak up. If you see something, say something. This is not only a women's problem, it's a problem of our society. And unless we, as men and women together, work on it, we are never going to find a solution. So start with your own homes. Encourage your children, encourage your sisters, encourage your brothers, and encourage everybody who has been a victim of some form of violence. Encourage them to use their voice to speak up. Speak up and spread awareness against violence. Thank you.
Is Prerna Siddharth here? Yes, Prerna, we can have you upstage, yeah. Prerna is doing some interesting work with her filmmaking abilities, and I just got to know about it over tea. Yeah, Prerna.
Hi everyone, my name is Prerna. I'm a 26-year-old filmmaker. I've been making films since the past 10 years now. Coming from a middle-class family, my family did discourage me when I said this is the career I want to take. They said that there's no stability, there's no guarantee, and I fought them and I became a filmmaker. But the thing was, I always wanted to be in the social sector. So I started making films for NGOs, made documentaries, a lot of CSR work. I did a lot of films for them. This made me come face to face with a lot of children and, for the lack of a better word, slum communities in Delhi. And they showed some tangible potential in filmmaking. And I realized I am coming from a stable family, they say I can't have these dreams. What about these children who have been stratified and told that from this section of the society, well, better not think about these dreams. So I opened a free film school. A film school for students who show these potentials from such marginal communities. And I train them, I coach them, I have a partner, we both work together, and I'm very proud to say that many of these students are gainfully employed today. But I'm standing on a stage and sharing this platform with people who have done such amazing work. I feel very insignificant. All I can say is that, hey guys, this is also being done. So even a shout out, an old DSLR, anything would be great. Just help us support some dreams. I'm not feeding anyone, I'm not educating anyone, I'm just polishing some dreams. Help me do that. Thank you.